Collect, Kris Lis. Collect, Kris Lis.
Have you ever experienced a situation in which you wanted to change something, to achieve something, but it was bigger than yourself? You just couldn't do it on your own, or it didn't make sense to do this on your own. So you had to engage others, involve them, and ask them to help you. If you have, then congratulations, you've experienced being a leader. It's a very broad definition. So you can be a CEO of large multinational corporation, you can be a team leader, you can be a parent or a teacher, and you can act as a leader in this role. But it's also a very simple definition. But it's a tricky kind of simplicity. It's a chess-like kind of simplicity. When you want to learn how to play the chess, it takes no more than just a few minutes to learn the basic rules. But to really master the game, it takes years. But still, it's good to know the rules. It's good to go first style and only then freestyle. And this is exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to do a less is more exercise. We're going to simplify things, and we're going to take leadership to its very fundamentals, to understand it better. Imagine that you can close the nature of leadership, or let's say 90% of leadership, in just 3 questions. Here they are. What is it exactly that you're trying to achieve? Why should they follow you? And who are you? Those are, again, very simple questions, you could say, maybe even too simple. And yes, they are very simple. But as you're going to see in a few moments, it's not that simple to answer them in a simple way. Let's start with the first one. What is it exactly that you're trying to achieve? Think about a situation you're currently engaged in, something that you're working on or have worked in the recent past, and try to answer this question. What is it exactly that you're trying to achieve? You can feel it, you can think about it, try to say it in your mind, you can say it out loud, or you can finally maybe write it down, stand up in front of all of your team members and read it. And there's a massive difference between feeling, thinking, and precisely, accurately, and clearly explaining what it is that you want to achieve. This is the most important question. There is nothing else without it. All your actions, all your decisions, everything that you're going to do on your way to reach your objective will be an aftermath of it. And without it, nothing else exists. And I know that you already know that. Unfortunately, it's true. If you don't know what it is that you want to achieve, how will you know you're on the right way to get it? And the same applies for your people, for everyone who is involved in your leadership mission. How are they supposed to know, without assuming, what it is that you are together trying to achieve? This is very important. You've got to get this one right. And then goes the second question. Why should they follow you? And it's not why should your people follow you, because leadership, it's about many more people than just your people, your team members. It's about your colleagues, your peers, your bosses, your wives, husbands, children, students, everyone, all the influencers whom you need to achieve your leadership mission. I've had a rare privilege and luck throughout most of my career to do new business development, corporate startups, all kinds of greenfield initiatives. And it was their nature that I had to engage, influence, ask other people to help me to achieve what I believe was right, without having any formal influence over them. No line reporting, no formal hierarchical authority. And I was passionately cursing this luck in the early days of my career, but later on I learned that this is exactly what leadership is about. It's not about walking into the room, big boss, and saying, this is what we're going to do. It's about asking people, engaging them to help you because they want to do this. Imagine that money was not an issue. Imagine that they could just all walk away within 5 seconds. They could unlike you like they can do it on Facebook the moment they stop liking whatever it is that you're doing. Think and try to understand what is it exactly that you're doing for them. What are they getting from following you? How are you impacting them and their lives? And what do you really know about them? How do you keep them engaged and motivated? Because leaders without followers, they are not leaders anymore. They can be very talented and gifted individuals, but that's not leadership. And great leaders, they have this amazing ability of attracting great followers and bringing the very best out of them. Sometimes it's even more that they could achieve by themselves. Then goes the third question. Who are you? That's a big one. That's a dangerous one, almost scary to ask it. But what does it really mean? Well, it means what's important for you. It means what do you value in your life? What do you want to be remembered for? Out of all many different roles that you're fulfilling in your life, where do you put your focus on? And even though probably it's impossible, or at least very difficult, to fully comprehend the meaning of this question and answer, I'm certain you can actually answer it to a pretty precise extent. And when you're in the business of leadership, you got to give it a try to be as precise and as accurate and as clear about it. This question and the answer to it is very important in every person's life. But in leadership, it allows you to understand if what you're pursuing in your leadership mission is actually aligned with your true self. It allows you to understand better your objectives. And also, this self-reflection and consciousness, it pays back because it allows you to really focus your attention authentically and fully on other people. Leadership is a little bit like a superpower. And with my eldest daughter, I often have conversations before she goes to sleep, and we exchange on what kind of superpowers we would both like to have. She usually goes for flying. I go for teleporting. It's easier, you don't need to get that high, and if you're afraid of heights, it's same effect, but not that risky. And what are superpowers anyway? Well, those are some supernatural abilities that superheroes have, and they use them to change the world for the better. They have them, and they can use them, because without those superpowers, they couldn't achieve whatever it is that they are achieving. They would be ordinary people like you and I. The leadership is actually a kind of superpower, because a single person with their followers, they can achieve really magical things thanks to leadership. Things that hard fact-based science and logic is sometimes completely denying. And there is one very cool difference between regular superpowers and leadership superpower. Everybody has it. Because flying or teleporting, excluding Shaolin monks, you need to be born with this. But leadership is a choice. And each and every one of you can make a choice to use it. So you got three questions. You got, what is it exactly that you want to achieve? This is your objective. This is what you want to get. Then you got a question, why should they follow you? So you already know who's with you, who's going to cover your back, who's going to walk with you, and you together going to achieve your leadership objective. And you got the who are you question. The who are you question is actually giving you the why, the reason, why this objective, why these people, what are you doing for them? But there is just one thing missing in this picture. It's action. Because leadership, my friends, is empirical. It's about doing. And you can read all the books, you can do all the MBAs, all the training, get all the coaches, you can watch all TED speeches on leadership, and you can be a world-class expert on leadership. But it's the moment you act when you're becoming a leader. And in this respect, leadership is very much like sports. My favorite one is boxing. So when you want to be a boxer, you eat healthy, you practice speed, you work out in the gym to be strong, you punch the bag to have a good fighting technique, but it's the moment you walk into the ring, you put your gloves on, when you're confronting your opponent knowing that you can lose, but going there to fight to win, when you're becoming a boxer. When you want to be a leader and you're asking yourselves those 3 questions and searching for 3 excellent answers, try to answer as good as you can. But don't look for a perfect answer. It doesn't exist. When you're thinking if you're ready, test and be prepared as much as you can to be ready. But remember, you can never be 100% ready. So don't look for a perfect answer. Don't wait to be perfectly ready. Put your gloves on, walk into the ring, confront your opponent, and when you hear the calling of your leadership mission, choose to accept it. Tear off your clothes, show your Superman t-shirt, and choose to act. Thank you.